All right, so preseason baseball, but it's also preseason softball. And today we're talking to Coach John Nisbet from the Plainfield High School softball team. John, just a few minutes ago, we had the chance to talk to Mo Perez, also from Plainfield. So we have about 35 seconds left for you.
That's about normal.
So you're coming in. You're coming into this year. What are your expectations right off the bat?
First year as head coach. I coached down at the middle school girls softball for the last 3 years, I believe. Been coached for like 20 years. What we have coming for Plainfield, I think we'll be scrappy on the field. There'll be 100% effort at all times. I think the girls are starting to get used to, let's say, my style of coaching. But I expect a positive, fun, hardworking season. They're going to get out of it what they put into it.
Are you like, all right, let's go, girls, let's go? Or are you, there's no crying in baseball?
I definitely don't yell. I've explained to them that if I want to yell, I'll go home and yell at my son. And
oh, lucky him.
They'll get no complaints from his parents. But no, I don't yell. We did have a practice earlier that we weren't maybe putting the effort in. So I just asked the girls to leave. If we're not going to put the effort in, we're not going to waste our time.
Yeah.
I think that was enough to get the point home. I don't believe there's any reason to yell at the players on the field, especially during games. No kids going out there trying to strike out or trying to make an error. I think the more fun they have, especially at this level, they should enjoy it. It should be fun. Yeah. I do like to have the radio on during practices. Yep. You can work hard and have fun.
Sure.
And I think they're coming around to that style. So they're definitely pushing each other. Getting out of it what I wanted to get out of it, and they're having fun at the same time, which is an added bonus.
Okay. Being your first year as a head coach, is this something you've wanted for a while?
Yeah, I think I always saw that I would be a baseball head coach. My background is baseball. I played through, collegiately through the 4 years. I was a catcher. And then oddly enough, right after COVID, I was working at the middle school and they didn't have a coach. I was coaching baseball with Coach Mo at the time.
Yeah.
One of the current players, not sure if it was a joke or what, they were doing something for the school, sent me a wooden flower. And on the thing, it said, "Will you coach us?" So I talked to Mo about it. I was like, I'm going to give them 1 year. They don't have a coach. Let me go out, do this. Maybe 3 weeks in, my wife looked at me and said, I don't think you're going back to baseball.
Yeah.
And I've just had a passion for it since. It's just like coaching baseball. I think the girls are a little bit easier at this age. They tend to not know everything. So it makes it a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
And I like the pace of the play. So it's kind of been a match on both sides.
So excited about this first year. Any certain things you want to do, certain accomplishments? What are you thinking?
I want the girls to leave this year, especially the seniors. This is my first year with these girls. I didn't get to coach them at the middle school. I just want them to leave with a positive experience. I want to put my spin on it. I want them to be successful. I think if they work hard, they'll get out what they put in. But I am bringing in something like Monday. We're going to do some team bonding. We rented out a nail salon. We're going to go for manicures and pedicures. Like I want to bring.
You getting one too?
Yes, I told them that I'll wear it for a week, so I'll have some nice fingernails for a week.
Orange and black.
They get to pick.
Okay.
But I just want them to.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I want them to remember their seasons. Like, they're not going to. 10, 15 years, they might not remember the scores or the games, but they'll remember how much fun they had.
Yeah.
I got to play for Bob Aramoni, and I don't remember maybe the scores. Legend.
Yeah,
legend.
I run through a wall for Bob.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I think I went into coaching, I wanted to be a coach was, not only what he did on the field, but what he did off the field. Yeah. He taught me a lot. So I made it a point when I got hired to make sure that I went and watched this summer. I tried to make it to every AAU game from one of the girls on the high school, wherever I had to travel, to make sure they saw I was watching. I spent a lot of time down at the youth fields now watching softball. I want to make the connection. I want to make the connection with the youth. So a lot of that I take from Bob and John Schiffner, both huge role models in my growing up and in Plainfield. So I know the demographic that the kids are coming from. I've been there my entire life. And I'm trying to give back as much as Bob gave to me.
Today's program is being brought to you by the Burns Agency in Dayville and Norwich. Home, auto, life insurance, all from a family-owned agency since 1932. Call 860-774-8549 or find them on the web at burnsagency.com and find out why you'll buy better at Burns. The Burns Agency, a Hub International company. Strain Family Motors on Route 12, Lisbon. Quality used cars like the SNSN Strain Family Motors Mobile that you will see at all SNSN sports events. Oil changes, remote car starters, all available and more in their service department. And if you really want to turn up the excitement, rent a Polaris Slingshot for the day and live it up. All available at Strain Family Motors, Route 12 in Lisbon.
So I was going to ask you, like you lost some key players last year into this year, and you have some new players or some players that are going to take over certain roles. Can you give us an idea of who you lost and how you're going to compensate for those losses?
So our biggest loss would be Serenity Evans. She was first baseman. I have a senior, Sadie Dodge, is going to slide over from second to first. Very unselfishly, she's taken the challenge on. She's doing well at it right now. But luckily, I think I have 13 girls that can play. So like I told them, they're going to determine the lineup. It's probably not going to be the same lineup every day, game to game. But I'm in a position where enough of them can play enough positions that I feel pretty confident with what I have on the team. And I don't necessarily think we have any huge holes, but I've got 13 girls that can play.
Chris?
Pitching. How's that looking for you this year?
I've Isabella Britland and Sierra Madden in no particular order. One's a senior, one's a sophomore. They both throw well. It's been extremely cold, so yeah. I'd like to see how they pitch when it warms up. I got to see Britland pitch over the summer for her AAU team. I think we'll be okay. But
do have that advantage of if you do get one of them starts really killing it, you just every day stay with the same one. So that's a little different than your baseball days and having to rotation and all that.
And I believe I have two strong, and then I have a freshman, Reagan Richards, who can throw a little. She might be the first girl for me in a season to play 9 positions, and that'll be something as a freshman.
Yeah.
But
What do you are you looking to do everything different than Coach Langlois did?
Absolutely.
Or are you looking to build on some things that he left you? Or
I'm absolutely not looking to change everything that Coach Langlois did. I was fortunate enough to sit down with him, pick his brain. He has a lot of good tradition and history that I'm going to carry on. Tried to stay close to some of the things he's doing. Obviously, Jim got Plainfield softball to where it is. Being in town, Plainfield softball was not a big thing.
Yeah.
So Coach Lang is a huge part of that, a huge part of the success, a huge part of the reason that I have girls to play for. And, I was on the backside, trying to funnel the kids up to him. And now I'm just hoping to carry on what he started. But
looking at your schedule, what are anything that jumps out to you? Big games you want to win, tough games you know are going to be tough.
I mean, this might sound cliche, but I'm going to just answer that the same way I told our girls. I'm not concerned with the schedule. I'm concerned with their effort. I can't control the other teams. I don't want them to worry about it. I mean, that's something you hear a lot. Kids are like, oh, my God, we got to play Waterford this week. Or like, we just got to play our game.
It's a good approach, especially taking over a program, and I've always seen that you tend not to take over the team that's ready to win states, when you're a new coach. It's just how it is, so sometimes it's a good approach because there might be some tough days in their head, and, I like that.
Especially if you mentioned Waterford and if you're looking to take on Coach Walker, head on. He's been there. He's had such a winning program for so many years.
That's why I mentioned Waterford. I know that they're a powerhouse. So, but we got to play them. They got to play their game. They got to field the ball. They got to throw the ball. They got to hit the ball. So we take care of us. They take care of them. see where it falls.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. We'll see you throughout the season. We'll definitely see you like an ECC tournament and stuff like that. We're going to be carrying all the games from Grizzle High School, right on up. So for both divisions. So
Awesome.
So anything. So thank you very much, John.
Thank you.
Coach Nisbet.
Thank you.
Good to
All
see
right.
you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us here on SNSN Sports.